Zorak stood on the observation deck of the Coalition flagship Dawn's Edge. The stars outside looked cold and far. His 4 arms rested easy at his sides. His pale blue skin caught the dim glow from the control panels. Armor plates along his back and shoulders shifted slightly as he breathed. He was tall, even for a Lyrath. Warriors of his kind were built for war, strong, steady, without fear. The Vorath had been eating worlds for 3 cycles now. Their ships were alive, hives of black chitin that spat acid and spawned endless drones. Coalition fleets fought hard. They lost more each battle. Ships gone, warriors gone, hope gone slow. The leaders in the High Council had argued for weeks. Then they did something new. They asked the humans to join. Humans, small, soft, new to the galaxy. Their ships arrived only a few years ago. They spoke polite words. They traded tech. They smiled too much. Zorak had seen their pictures. Thin bodies, no natural armor. He did not understand why the Council listened to them. Now the human transport docked. A plain gray ship. No spikes, no heavy guns showing. Just smooth lines and small engines. Zorak received orders. He was to meet them, act as liaison, guide them, watch them, report if they broke. He walked down the long corridor to the docking bay. His boots made soft thuds on the metal floor. Other Lyrath moved aside when he passed. They knew his name. They knew his kills. The airlock hissed open. 4 humans stepped out. First came Captain Daniel Brooks. Brown hair cut short. Blue eyes calm. Face clean-shaven. He wore a dark gray uniform with simple patches. No rank stars, no medals. He carried himself straight, but not stiff. Behind him walked Laura Hayes. Dark hair in a tight bun. Sharp green eyes. She carried a medical bag over one shoulder. Her steps were quick. Next was Kevin Ruiz. Wide shoulders, short black hair. He pushed a heavy weapons crate on a hover cart. His arms looked thick under his sleeves. Last came Ashley Grant. Blonde hair tied back. Freckles across her nose. She smiled when she saw Zorak. A real smile, not forced. Daniel stepped forward. He looked up, way up, to meet Zorak's eyes. "Captain Zorak," Daniel said, voice even. "I'm Captain Daniel Brooks. This is my team. We are here to help." Zorak looked down at him. The human reached only to his chest plates. "Captain Brooks," Zorak answered. His voice came deep and slow. "The Council sends you to the front. I will show you your quarters. I will explain rules." Daniel nodded. "We appreciate it." They walked. Zorak led. The humans followed close. Kevin grunted as he pushed the crate. "This thing weighs more than it looks." Ashley laughed soft. "You say that every time." Laura rolled her eyes. "Focus, boys." Zorak listened. Like the war was not waiting. He stopped at a door, pressed a panel. It slid open. "These are your quarters," he said. "Food dispenser, bunks, training space next door. Do not leave this deck without me." Daniel looked inside. 4 bunks, small table, gray walls. "Looks good," he said. "Thank you." Zorak turned to leave. Daniel spoke again. "One question." Zorak paused. "How bad is it out there?" Daniel asked. "Bad," he said. "Vorath do not stop. They consume. They adapt. Your kind has not seen this." Daniel did not flinch. "We've seen bad before. Different bad, but bad." Zorak made a low sound in his throat. Not quite a laugh. "Your kind will break in the first wave," he said. "Soft skin, short reach, no plates." Kevin stepped up. "We break, we fix, we keep going." Ashley nodded. "That's the job. We've patched worse than acid burns." Daniel met Zorak's eyes again. We came to fight beside you, he said, not behind you. Show us what we need to know. Zorak studied them. Small, strange, talking like they belonged. I will show you tomorrow, he said. Training deck, dawn cycle. He left. In his own quarters later, Zorak sat alone. He cleaned his 4 blades, long, curved, sharp enough to split light. He thought about the humans. They laughed in the corridor, joked about crates and burns. Lyrath did not joke before battle. They sat quiet. They breathed deep. They prepared the mind for silence. Humans seemed eager. It made no sense. The next morning came fast. Zorak waited on the training deck. Wide room, hard floor, walls lined with weapon racks. The humans arrived together. They wore light armor now, gray plates over joints, helmets under arms, weapons slung, short barrel, thick stock. Kevin had a heavy cannon on his back, barrel wide enough to fit a fist. Ashley held a controller for scout drones. Laura carried a medkit and a pistol. Zorak stepped forward. Today you learn, he said. Vorath drones move fast, strike in groups. Acid melts metal and flesh. Do not stand still. He activated a hollow target. Small shapes appeared, black, buzzing. Show me, he said. Kevin fired first. The cannon roared. Blue plasma lit the room. One target vanished in sparks. Ashley sent her drones up. They zipped. Small guns chattered. 2 more targets dropped. Laura stayed back, watched. Daniel moved. Calm steps, rifle up, short bursts. Each shot hit center mass, clean. Zorak watched. They were fast. Not as strong as Lyrath, but fast. He stepped in. 4 blades out. He spun. Cut 3 targets in 1 turn. Then he stopped. Your turn together, he said. They formed up. No words needed. Daniel pointed. Kevin took left flank. Ashley sent drones high. Laura covered rear. They moved as one. Zorak attacked the hollow swarm. Blades flashed. The humans fired, covered him. Drones distracted. Cannon blasts opened paths. When the last target died, silence fell. Zorak sheathed his blades. Not bad, he said. Daniel lowered his rifle. We can do better. Zorak looked at him. You do not fear? He asked. Daniel shrugged. We fear. We just keep moving. Kevin wiped sweat from his face. Fear keeps you awake. Ashley grinned. Fear makes the wind sweeter. Laura checked her kit. Fear means you care who comes home. Zorak stood quiet. He had never heard warriors speak this way. Lyrath fought for duty, for clan, for survival, for each other. The ship alarm sounded. Soft chime first, then red lights. Voice over comms. All hands to battle stations. Vorath contact. Edge of hive system. Prepare for engagement. Zorak looked at the humans. It begins, he said. Daniel nodded. Let's go. They walked out together. Zorak felt something new in his chest. Not fear. Curiosity. The humans walked like they had done this 100 times. Maybe they had. The fleet jumped soon after. Stars stretched, then snapped back. Ahead waited the Vorath. Black shapes in the dark. Living hives. Endless. Zorak gripped his blades. Beside him, Daniel checked his rifle. Stay close, Daniel said. Zorak almost smiled. For the first time, he thought maybe the small ones would not break first. Maybe they would change something. The battle was coming. The alarm kept ringing. Red lights flashed slow across every deck. Voices on the comms stayed calm but firm. All stations report ready. Jump complete. Vorath hive cluster dead ahead. Engagement in 5 minutes. Zorak walked fast to the main corridor near the forward hangars. His 4 blades hung ready at his sides. The metal floor shook a little as the ship slowed from hyperspace. He felt the familiar pull in his chest. Duty. Focus. No room for anything else. He reached the choke point where the main hall split into smaller passages. This was where boarders always came first. He took position behind a heavy bulkhead. 2 other Lyrath warriors joined him. They said nothing, just nodded once. Then the humans arrived. Daniel Brooks led them, rifle up, eyes scanning. Behind him came Kevin, with his big cannon already humming. Ashley carried her drone controller in one hand and a sidearm in the other. Laura had her medkit open, ready to move. Daniel saw Zorak and raised a hand in greeting. Quick, simple. We take the left passage, Daniel said. You hold center? Zorak looked at the small human, then at his team. Yes, he answered. Center is mine. Daniel nodded. We'll cover your flanks. Call if you need us. The words felt strange. Lyrath never asked for help. They gave orders or took them. Before Zorak could reply, the ship rocked hard. Metal screamed somewhere deep. Boarding pods hit. Loud thuds echoed through the hull. Acid hissed as it ate into seals. Then the walls burst open in 3 places. Black shapes poured in. Vorath drones, tall as Lyrath, 6 legs, jaws like shears, acid glands pulsing under thin chitin. Zorak moved first, blades out. He stepped into the center breach. Forearms spun. First drone met steel. Head split clean. He caught its foreleg, twisted, drove a blade through its thorax. Green ichor sprayed. The other Lyrath fought beside him. Blades flashed, but more came. From the left passage, gunfire started. Sharp cracks, blue plasma lit the dark. Kevin's cannon boomed. A drone exploded into wet pieces. Ashley's drones buzzed overhead. Small red beams stabbed down. Drones jerked and fell. Laura shouted, "Man down! Hold the line!" Zorak glanced left. 1 Lyrath warrior was on the floor. Acid burned across his chest plates. He tried to rise. Laura slid in beside him. She sprayed foam from her kit. The acid smoke stopped. She pressed a patch. "Stay down. You're patched." The warriors stared at her, then nodded weak. Zorak turned back. A bigger drone charged him. This one had thicker armor, spikes on its back. He met it head-on. Blades clashed against chitin. Sparks flew. The drone snapped at his face. He leaned back. Cut 2 legs. It stumbled. Then Daniel was there. The human captain moved low and fast. He slid under the drone's belly, jammed something small and round into a gap between plates. Rolled clear. The grenade popped. Bright flash. The drone's underside blew open. Guts spilled. It collapsed, thrashing. Daniel stood. No shout, no cheer, just wiped ichor from his visor and moved to the next threat. Zorak stared for half a second. The human had not hesitated, had not roared, just acted. More drones pushed in. Zorak fought harder. His blades sang, but the numbers grew. Acid splashed his left arm. Pain flared hot. 1 plate cracked. He ignored it. From behind, Kevin yelled, "Reloading!" Ashley called, "Drones at 20%. Daniel kept shooting, short bursts. Every shot counted. Zorak felt the line buckle. Then something changed. Daniel pointed. 2 fingers left, 1 right. Ashley sent drones to cover. They moved like they shared one mind. Zorak saw it clear now. When a drone leaped at him, Daniel was already there. He grabbed a fallen Lyrath blade, short, heavy, and drove it into the drone's eye. Twisted, pulled free, the drone dropped. Daniel handed the blade back to its owner without a word. Zorak felt something strange move in his chest. Not fear, not anger. Curiosity. Sharp, deep. The corridor slowly cleared. Dead drones piled high. Acid pools smoked. Coalition warriors dragged wounded back. Laura worked fast. Patches, injections, calm words. Kevin leaned against the wall, cannon barrel still hot. He breathed hard, but grinned. Ashley landed her drones, checked their feeds. Daniel walked over to Zorak. Blood, human blood, trickled from a cut on his cheek, shallow. "You okay?" Daniel asked. Zorak looked down at him. Acid still burned on his arm, a deep gash across one thigh. "I live," he said. Daniel nodded. "Good." He turned to help Laura with another wounded. Zorak watched. The humans did not rest. They checked each other, shared water, laughed once, short, tired, about how the acid smelled like bad eggs. Zorak cleaned his blades slow. Ichor dripped off the edges. He thought about the fight. Lyrath fought with power, with silence, with endurance. Humans fought with speed, with tools, with each other. They turned chaos into order. They did not rage. They did not panic. They adapted. Zorak felt the pull stronger now. He walked over to where Daniel sat. The human cleaned his rifle with careful hands. "Why?" Zorak asked. Daniel looked up. "Why what? Why do you fight this way? No fear shows, no anger. You move like the battle is a puzzle." Daniel thought a moment. "We feel it," he said. "Fear, anger, all of it. We just don't let it drive. We let it sharpen us. Keeps us alive. Keeps the team alive." Zorak sat on a crate. It creaked under his weight. "Lyrath, push feeling away," he said. "Battle is duty, nothing more." Daniel nodded slow. "That works too. Until it doesn't." Zorak looked at the corridor, at the dead, at the living. "You saved one of mine," he said. Laura patched him. "She's good at that." "You climbed under a drone, planted a charge, no shield, no backup." Daniel shrugged. "Was the fastest way." Zorak stared. "You could have died." "Could have," Daniel said. "Didn't." Zorak made a low sound, almost a laugh. The ship comms crackled. "Deck secure. Medical teams to stations. Vorath Wave 1 repelled. Prepare for counter-assault." Checked his ammo. "Round 2, he said. Kevin cracked his neck. "Bring it." Ashley powered her drones again. Laura closed her kit. Zorak rose. He felt different. Not stronger, not braver, just awake. The terror waited outside, but now he wondered. What would it feel like to fight beside these small ones again? What would it teach him? The next alarm sounded. They moved as one. Zorak walked with them, not behind, not in front, beside. The battle was not over, but something inside Zorak had started to change. Small, quiet. The med bay smelled of clean foam and burned metal. Light stayed low to help rest. Zorak lay on a wide bed made for Lyrath's size. His plates were patched with white sealant. Burns on his back hurt less now. Cuts closed slow under the healing gel. He stared at the ceiling, thought about the queen beast, thought about Daniel climbing it like it was nothing. Laura came by twice a day. She checked the patches, gave him shots for pain, talked little, but her hands were steady, kind. One time she sat on the stool next to him. "You almost died out there," she said. Zorak turned his head. "Many almost die." She nodded. "But you're still here. That counts." He looked at her small human face, tired lines around her eyes. "You patched me," he said. "Why risk yourself?" Laura shrugged. "Because you're on our side now." Zorak felt the words settle deep. Our side. Not just coalition. Our. Zorak could walk again. Slow at first, then stronger. He left the medbay, went to the human quarters. The door slid open. Inside, the team sat around a small table. Cards spread out. Kevin dealt. Ashley laughed at something he said. Daniel looked up first. "Zorak," he said. "Good to see you up." Kevin waved him over. Join us. Games called poker. Easy rules. You bluff, you lose credits. Zorak sat. The chair groaned under him. He took cards with 2 hands. The others used 1 each. They played slow. Explained rules. Zorak lost the first hand, then the second. But he watched. Learned. Ashley taught him a trick. Watch the eyes, she said. People give away their hand without knowing. Zorak tried. He saw Kevin's eyes flick to his cards too often. He bet big next round. Kevin folded. Ashley laughed loud. You're a natural, she said. Later, when the game ended, Daniel stayed. The others left to sleep or check gear. Zorak looked at Daniel. Why do you fight like that? He asked again. No fear shows. But I know you feel it. Daniel leaned back, thought. We feel it, he said, every time. But we learned long ago on our world. Fear alone kills faster than bullets. So we use it. Let it make us sharp. Let it remind us why we stand. For the people next to us. For tomorrow. Zorak listened hard. Lirath, push fear down, he said, deep, until nothing shows, until nothing feels. Daniel nodded. That works for some wars, but when the enemy keeps coming, when friends fall, you need something more. You need to care enough to keep going. Zorak looked at his 4 hands, opened them, closed them. I felt terror on that field, he said quiet. Not of the queen, of you, of what you did. You climbed death, for me. Daniel met his eyes. You would have done the same. Zorak thought. Before? No, I would have fought alone. Died alone. Duty done. Daniel smiled small. And now? Zorak paused long. Now I want to live, to fight beside you, to see what happens next. Daniel stood, offered his hand. Zorak took it, small human hand in big Lirath one. Firm grip. Then train with us, Daniel said. We have a big push coming. The core hive. We need everyone. Zorak nodded. The next weeks were different. Zorak joined their drills, learned to move with them, not tower over. He copied Daniel's low stance, used Kevin's color signals, let Ashley's drones guide his path. Laura taught him basic first aid, how to patch fast when no medkit waited. He started to laugh at their jokes, short laughs, deep in his chest. The sound surprised him. One night Kevin brought out a small bottle, clear liquid, human drink. Try it, Kevin said, called whiskey. Burns good. Zorak took a sip, fire down his throat. Then smiled. Strong, he said. Kevin grinned. Like us. The final briefing came. The core hive. Biggest Voroth nest. If it fell, the war ended. Coalition gathered every ship left, every warrior. Zorak stood in the front row, beside Daniel. The admiral spoke. Plans, timings, risks. At the end, Zorak stepped forward. I fight in the vanguard, he said loud. With the humans. The room went quiet. The admiral looked at him, then at Daniel. Accepted, the admiral said. Murmur started. Surprise, then nods. After the briefing, Zorak found Daniel outside. You spoke for us, Daniel said. Zorak placed 2 hands on Daniel's shoulders. Careful, gentle. You changed me, he said. The terror of battle showed me truth. Humans do not run from horror. You face it, shape it, make it serve life. I want that strength. Daniel looked up. You already have it, he said. You just needed to see it. They walked to the hangar together. Shuttles waited, loaded, ready. The team gathered. Kevin checked his cannon. Ashley powered drones. Laura sealed her kit. Zorak stood with them. No words needed. The jump came soon. Stars stretched. Then the core hive appeared. Massive, black, pulsing like a heart. Drops began. They hit atmosphere. Shuttles shook. Doors opened. Zorak jumped first. Blades ready. Daniel beside him. They fell toward the dark. The terror waited below. But now Zorak welcomed it, because he fought with humans. Weeks passed like long shadows. The war did not slow. It grew sharper. Vorath Hive sent more ships, bigger ones, smarter ones. They learned fast. Coalition fleets bled every day. Ships vanished in bright flashes. Warriors did not return. Zorak spent more time with the humans now. He trained with them on the deck, learned their quick moves, watched how Daniel always checked his team first, how Kevin carried extra ammo for everyone, how Ashley fixed drones even when her hands shook from exhaustion, how Laura never raised her voice, but made sure no one bled out alone. They fought side by side often. Zorak cleared wide paths with his blades. Daniel found weak spots. Kevin blasted holes. Ashley kept eyes above. Laura pulled the wounded clear. Zorak started to notice things. Lyrath fought in lines, steady, predictable. Humans fought like water. They flowed around problems, never stopped moving. One night after a small skirmish, Zorak sat in the mess hall. Lights low, food trays half empty. Daniel joined him, sat across. No words at first. Zorak broke the quiet. You do not shout in battle. Daniel looked up from his cup. No need. Everyone knows their job. Lyrath shout to focus the mind, to push fear away. Daniel nodded slow. We use fear different. It makes us careful. Makes us watch each other's backs. Zorak thought about that. Fear is weakness to us. Fear is signal, Daniel said. Tells you something matters. The people next to you matter. Zorak stared at his four hands. I have never thought of battle that way. Daniel smiled small. You're learning. The next mission came fast. A ground assault on Hive World Delta 7. A rocky ball covered in black spires. Vorath queen nests buried deep. The coalition needed to crack one open. Stop the spawn flow. They dropped in assault shuttles. Hot entry. Atmosphere burned red around them. Zorak sat strapped in beside Daniel. The human checked his rifle again. Calm hands. Plan is simple, Daniel said over comms. Land, secure perimeter, push to the main vent, plant charges, get out. Kevin laughed once. Simple on paper. Ashley grinned. Always is. The shuttle hit ground hard. Door slammed open. Outside waited hell. Vorath swarmed. Drones, warriors, flyers with wings like knives. Acid rain fell from high spires. Zorak charged first. Blades out. He cut through the first wave. Ichor sprayed. His plates took hits. Burned. He kept moving. The team followed. They reached the first ridge, took cover behind black rock. Kevin set up his cannon. Fired steady. Big blasts carved paths. Ashley sent drones high. They spotted enemy movements. More coming from east. Heavy ones. We move west. Flank them. They ran low. Zigzag. Never straight. Zorak matched their pace. His long legs ate ground. But he stayed with them. Not ahead. Halfway to the vent, the ground shook. A queen beast rose from a pit. Huge. 10 times a Lyrath's height. Chitin thick as hull plates. Legs like spears. Mouth full of grinding teeth. Acid glands glowed bright under its belly. It roared. Sound hit like a wave. Coalition troops scattered. Some froze. Some ran. Zorak felt the old training kick in. Charge. Strike. Endure. He ran straight at it. Blades high. The queen swung one leg. Fast. Heavy. Zorak dodged. Slashed at the joint. Chipped kitten, but not deep. The beast turned. Acid sprayed in a wide arc. Zorak rolled. Acid hit his backplates. Smoke rose. Pain screamed. He got up. Charged again. The queen pinned him. One massive foot pressed his chest. Weight crushed air from his lungs. Blades pinned useless under him. He looked up, saw the mouth open wide. Then Daniel appeared. The human captain climbed the queen's leg, fast, no fear on his face. He reached the neck, pulled charges from his belt. Small black packs, sticky. He slapped 3 on the soft spot under the jaw. The queen felt it, bucked hard. Daniel held on. One hand gripped chitin, other arm wrapped around a horn. The beast reared. Daniel jumped clear, rolled down its side, landed rough, ran. Zorak saw the charges blink red. He pushed with all strength, slid free just as the queen thrashed. The packs blew. Bright flash, loud crack. The queen's head jerked. Neck split open. Ichor poured like rain. It fell slow, crashed, shook the ground. Dust rose thick. Zorak lay on his back, breathing hard, pain everywhere. Daniel ran to him, knelt, checked plates. "You alive?" Daniel asked, green blood on his lips. "I think so." Daniel helped him sit. "Good, we're not done." Kevin and Ashley reached them, Laura too. She checked Zorak fast, sprayed foam on burns, wrapped a deep cut on his arm. "You're a mess," she said. Zorak looked at her, then at Daniel. "You climbed it," he said, "alone." Daniel shrugged. "Fastest way." Zorak stared. The human had risked everything, for him. A Lyrath he barely knew weeks ago. Something broke inside Zorak. Not weakness, not fear. The cold wall he built around duty. It cracked. He felt terror, real terror. Not of the queen, of what humans carried inside them. They turned horror into action, pain into purpose, death into delay. They did not just survive battle, they changed it. Kevin helped Zorak stand. Ashley covered them with drones. Daniel led the way forward. The vent waited ahead. Deep. They pushed on. Zorak walked beside Daniel. No words, but something new grew in his chest. Not duty alone. Gratitude, respect, a spark of something warmer. The battle still raged, but Zorak knew now. He would never fight the same again. The terror had found him, and it wore a human face. The terror of battle transformed me when I fought with humans. The drop shuttles screamed through the black sky of the core hive world. Engines glowed red-hot. Atmosphere tore at the hulls. Inside, warriors sat strapped tight. No talk, just the hum of machines and the beat of hearts. Zorak felt every jolt. His forearms gripped the harness, blades sheathed but ready. Acid burns on his back still pulled when he moved, but the pain felt distant now, like it belonged to someone else. Daniel sat beside him, rifle across his lap, eyes forward, calm as always. Kevin checked his cannon one last time, barrels still warm from drills. Ashley held her controller, drones powered down for the drop. She would launch them the second they hit dirt. Laura sat last in the row, medkit between her knees, face set, ready for whatever came. Warning lights flashed yellow. 30 seconds, the pilot said over comms. Zorak looked at Daniel. "Stay close," he said. Daniel gave a small nod. Always. The doors blew open. Wind rushed in, hot, thick with the smell of sulfur and rot. They jumped. Boots hit black rock. Dust rose in clouds. Vorath poured from every crack. Drones, warriors, flyers. The ground itself seemed alive. Chitin walls pulsed. Acid dripped from high spires. The vanguard charged. Zorak ran at the front, blades out, forearms moved like storm. He cut through the first line. Ichor sprayed. Bodies fell. Daniel kept pace. Rifle barked short bursts. Every shot found a weak joint or eye. Kevin set up on a low ridge. Cannon roared. Big blue blasts carved wide paths through the swarm. Ashley launched drones. They zipped high. Red beams stabbed down. Flyers dropped smoking. Laura moved behind, pulled a wounded Lyrath to cover. Patched fast, sent him back if he could walk. They pushed deeper. The core waited ahead, a massive dome of living chitin, the overmind inside, heart of the hive. If it died, the Vorath died with it. Vorath numbers grew thicker. They adapted, learned human patterns, targeted small ones first. A flyer dove at Daniel. Zorak saw it, leaped, blades sliced wings. The creature crashed. He landed between it and Daniel. Daniel fired once into its head. Thanks. Zorak grunted. Keep moving. They reached the outer wall, chitin thick, pulsing. Ashley sent drones to scout vents, found a soft spot, thin membrane, glowing green. Daniel pointed. There. Charges go in. Kevin covered. Cannon steady. Zorak and Daniel moved up. Vorath warriors charged from both sides. Zorak met them. Blades spun, held the left flank. Daniel planted the first charge. Sticky. Blinked red. More came. Zorak felt a spike hit his leg. Acid burned through plate. He staggered, but kept standing. Daniel saw. Zorak! I hold, Zorak said through teeth. Daniel planted the second charge. The membrane tore. Vorath warriors poured out. Zorak roared. Not duty roar, real roar. Deep, full of something new. He fought harder. Blades a blur. Bodies piled. Kevin's cannon overheated. Smoke rose. He switched to sidearm. Kept firing. Ashley's drones took hits. One crashed. She sent the last two in close. Bombs dropped. Laura dragged a fallen drone pilot to safety. Patched his burns. Daniel set the final charge. Looked at Zorak. Time to go, he said. Zorak nodded. Blood on his plates. Green mixed with red from small cuts. They ran back. The charges blinked faster. The dome shook. Vorath surged after them. Zorak turned. Blades met chitin again and again. Daniel stopped. Fired past him. Covered. Move! Daniel shouted. Zorak ran. Leg dragged. Pain sharp. They reached the ridge. Kevin helped Zorak over. Ashley called shuttles. The dome exploded behind them. Bright white light. Heat wave. Shock rolled across the ground. Vorath's screams filled the air. High. Dying. The hive shook. Walls cracked. Spires fell. The overmind was gone. The swarm broke. Some fought on. Most scattered. Lost without the heart. Shuttles landed fast. Doors open. The team climbed in. Zorak last. Leg gave out at the ramp. Daniel caught his arm. Pulled him up. Inside, they sat heavy. Engines roared. Lifted. Zorak leaned against the wall. Breathed slow. Laura knelt. Checked his leg. Sprayed foam. Wrapped tight. You're a mess again, she said. Zorak looked at her. Then at Daniel. Face black with soot. Small cut above his eye. You okay? Zorak asked. Daniel smiled tired. Yeah, you? Zorak nodded slow. The shuttle climbed, atmosphere thinned, stars appeared. The war was over. Not with a big speech, not with flags, with silence, with breath, with the end of screams. Back on the flagship, days later, celebrations happened, quiet ones, toasts in mess halls, hands shaken, wounds bandaged. Zorak stood on the observation deck, stars bright, no more black hives in sight. Daniel joined him, stood beside, no words at first. Zorak spoke quiet. The terror of battle transformed me, he said. I fought with humans. I saw what you do. You take fear, turn it into strength, into care, into life. Lyrath fight to win. You fight to keep each other whole. Daniel looked out at the stars. We learned it the hard way. Many times. Zorak turned to him. I was cold before. Steel and duty. Now I feel warmth. Because of you. Because of your team. I am not the same. Daniel placed a hand on Zorak's arm, small against big. You weren't bad yourself, he said. You saved us more than once. Zorak made a low sound, almost a laugh. I will teach my people this, he said. How to feel. How to stand for more than survival. Daniel nodded. Good. They stood quiet. The galaxy waited, new, open, without the shadow of Vorath. Zorak kept the small human knife Daniel had given him after the first battle, tucked in his belt. Reminder. Years later, Zorak became known among Lirath, the warrior who learned from the small ones. He trained young fighters, not just blades, but hearts, how to care in the fight, how to use fear as fuel. He told the story simple, no big words, and the terror remade me. Better, stronger, warmer. The stars kept shining. Peace held. Because one Lirath met humans in battle, and never looked back.